All right, we're rolling. Hey, Brit. Brit, you okay? Brit, show. Brittany! Holy shit!
Happy Reclamation Day!
Welcome to Game Overcast, episode 37, or the Halloween special, part 2.
Halloween! It's the best holiday ever. Hello.
Yeah, that was cool. Try that again. Wow, try that.
I can't do that.
No, just try it.
No, I can't do that like you.
Just anything. Just try to do like an evil laugh. Yeah, right?
Actually,
Feels good.
I feel kind of cool.
Feels good. Well, hello and welcome to the show. If you're listening to the show, then
kidding.
you missed the intro, and that's on you. Watch the show. Maybe not. I don't know. You see a close-up of my face. Maybe don't watch the show. But we will get right into it. Right out into it?
Yes.
Right out into it?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know if you can hear, but it's raining really hard right now, so we may have to just bunk up in here, or we're actually in a basement. So if the shot starts to wobble and float away, you know why now. It's okay. So we're just like swimming along. Welcome to Houston,
If it
guys.
starts leaking, I'm going to be like,
It's the way it works, and it's happened before. It's not good. No joking here, folks. Do not mess around with bad Houston weather. So, hello. I'm Matt.
Hello. I'm Vault Boy.
No. That's Vault Boy.
Fine. I'm Brittany.
You ever realize that Vault Boy looks like something right out of Point Break? You know, that really awesome movie with Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves and the bank robberies?
Kind of.
Yeah. You guys like bust into a bank as Vault Boys. And we're like, give me all your money.
I could see it. It definitely looks like a movie robbing bank mask.
It's just creepy. I'm just thinking of masks. We just got out of seeing Halloween. By the way, the new one.
It was so good. It was so good.
I don't like slashers.
I held off, and I'm super excited.
Phenomenal.
It was so good. It was so good.
Also amazing
soundtrack.
music. Yeah.
Yes.
Go John Carpenter being
He's
awesome.
a genius.
And Cody Carpenter, who I'm assuming is his son.
I suppose so.
Is even that much more awesome.
That's
like
really cool. Carry on the legacy.
Writing duo.
Cody, if you are his son. I'm pretty sure he is.
Or whoever you are.
I want that on vinyl.
Cody.
I saw a release, and it was the new Halloween soundtrack, and it was orange vinyl. How cool does that sound? I know. I really want it.
I see orange things. I just kind of want to lick it. It's like orange flavored.
It kind of looks like a candy.
Yeah. It's not good. It's like Tide Pods.
It's not a
look
candy.
Delicious. Don't
Oh
eat
my
them,
God!
kids.
You know what?
Don't do it.
We were talking about this the other day because there was a company, and they weren't an actual company,
the candy ones?
but they made like candy Tide Pods.
Tide Pods, yeah.
But it was actually candy. It wasn't a Tide Pod, but it looked like a Tide Pod. But you know, that's a genius idea because I feel like Tide Pods look really yummy and they smell really yummy. And then I'm like, no, you can't eat that.
Resist, Brittany.
That would be bad.
It smells so delicious. It's not.
It does smell good though. Okay, anyway.
It's not good.
It's squishy. The way it feels like you should be. It feels like it's edible. It
Tide
does.
Pods.
I mean, I'm not alone here. I'm sure.
Kids, don't eat
Please
laundry
don't.
detergent. Please
don't.
We make a point here to say that for sure we are not endorsing the consumption of anything that you're not supposed to consume. Okay?
Yeah.
If it looks tasty and smells tasty, it does not mean it's necessarily going to be tasty.
I mean, that's accurate.
And or healthy. Okay? Instead, let's public service here. Let's eat more kale. There you
Eat
go.
more cake?
No, kale. Leafy vegetable that tastes like crap.
Oh.
But it's really good for you.
Or cake.
Or cake.
Because cake is good.
Or cake, yes. Kids
And
get diabetes.
I can't say that it's good for you, but it's good.
It's definitely good. It's not good for you,
And you can
but
definitely
it's real
eat
good.
it.
Yes.
I mean, small. Okay, anyway.
You did it
Cake
like
is good.
a veggie cake. Sweet vegetable cake. It's a thing in ARC. It's how you tame snails. They're giant snails and you have to make sweet vegetable cake.
The cake is not a lie.
But it is made of vegetables.
Or maybe
So I mean
it is.
it's not a lie, but
False
it is
prophet.
disappointing.
The cake.
The cake is a letdown. The cake has one too many carrots. What are we doing?
I don't know. But it's fun.
Okay. Now playing. Brittany, what are you now playing?
I'll be honest, I really haven't been oh wait, that's a lie.
It is a lie.
Kind of.
I know it's a lie.
I really haven't been playing much because it's October. I was going to say it's Halloween. It is Halloween today. But it's October. And as you know, I'm sure, especially if you've listened to the podcast, I live and breathe everything spoopy and horror. And so Halloween
what the hell is a spoopy?
Spoopy.
Spoopy?
Yeah, like spoopy.
Like Spoopy-Doo?
Like what's Spoopy-Doo? That's super funny.
That sounds like an ice cream flavor.
So Halloween is like Sabbath. It's almost like a religious holiday to me. I love Halloween. My favorite holiday. Best holiday.
Hold on just a second.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Hold on.
Change my mind.
I just wanted to make sure the mic got that sigh there. You deal with this once or twice a month. I deal with this every couple of days.
Yes, because for me, Halloween is lifestyle. So when it's actually Halloween, it's super, super exciting.
These stupid movies.
Anyway, so, but there's a thing that goes on in the month of October. It's called Drawloween or Inktober. And basically, there's a different spooky prompt every day. Spoopy. And you can create anything that kind of that is or revolves around that prompt. Mm-hmm. So I've been busy doing that stuff. So I haven't had much time to play anything, but I did play some Red Dead.
Yeah. Some Dead of the Red.
Yep.
So
I like it. It's really good.
We can move on then if you want. I've also been playing Red Dead and it's good. I've only about four or so hours in. If you're playing Red Dead, we just got to Valentine, or I just got to Valentine, me and the gang. So that's without spoiling. I think you know where Valentine is. It's like the beginning of the game. You're still getting tutorials, so whatever. Yeah. It's good.
It's a long game.
I'm having difficulty seeing what all the fuss is about it, though.
Why?
Because it's just good.
It's really good.
It's just good.
But it's really good.
It's not like the best game ever.
Okay.
Like, at no point would I ever be like, my God, this is the best game ever. It's really, like, it's good. Okay, so the music and the sound design, amazing.
Because it's Rockstar. That's what they do.
It's really pretty.
Attention to detail, that's their thing.
Yeah, the voice acting and the characters and everything, amazing. The actual game, have you played GTA 5?
Yeah.
Did you play the first Red Dead?
Way back in the day.
You've played this. You've played this exact thing several times.
Okay, but I don't see why that's a problem because, like anything, Rockstar is a company that has a specific style.
Yes.
You play these games. You play Rockstar games to play games in the Rockstar style.
You're right.
So, and also, I can understand that being a complaint if they made a game every year, but they don't.
No, that's fine.
They make a game like every 5 years.
Let me finish. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm trying to say I don't like Rockstar's style, but that's not really correct. Like, I really enjoy GTA, but Rockstar's on-foot movement controls...
I was going to say you love GTA.
...have always been crap, and I'll fight every single one of you on this if you disagree. For, like, fine motor controls...
You want to get up and show me an example?
Like, no, I'm not going to get up and show you an example, because people aren't watching, they're just listening, it won't help, but... Think of when you're standing, okay, and think of GTA 5, because everyone in the universe has played GTA 5 even if you haven't played Red Dead yet. If you turn left, normally, you can just rotate to the left. In Rockstar games, you have to, like, walk and, like, rotate in a sort of U-turn thing, and it's really stupid, and it's really annoying, but you spend half of GTA in a car, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
In Red Dead, there are no cars because it's like 1891 or
Yeah, but you have your horses.
And the horses are just like you, but with 4 legs.
And it's worth it. I don't know about you, but my horses, Thunder Biscuit and Sea Muffin.
Sea Muffin.
I mean, the best horses around, let me tell you.
I just call my horses my friends' names until I was, riding you across the plains and then you screwed up so I shot you.
Oh no.
But
that's savage.
It's really good, but everything is so slow. And have people like, well, that's because it's deliberate. I'm like, no, it's slow. I love the fact that I love the guns. You have to pull the trigger again to cock it because it's all single action. You know what single action means? Where you had to shoot the gun and then cock it and shoot the gun and cock it. And that's also thunder.
That was thunder. Did you hear that? That was awesome.
So if the show just stops randomly, you'll know why.
The lights go out.
Because we're operating off of AC power. Just boom!
The Halloween theme song starts playing.
Nah, Jason Voorhees is a punk. Anyways. But so I like that, but just all the movements, like it feels clunky, and it's always felt clunky. I just notice it more because you're always on foot and you do everything on foot and everything feels clunky.
I don't know. To me, it doesn't really bother me because I feel like you're playing a heavily story.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's whistling.
Whoa.
It's insane. I'm fearing for my life right now. Not really.
Okay, hold on. Just hang on. Just be quiet. See if the mic can pick that up. I don't think it can, but. Oh, it's getting just a little bit. Okay. You can hear the wind whistling outside
that you could
right over
really
here.
hear this because it's so loud.
The walls are shaking. I'm kind of concerned.
It actually sounds straight out of a horror movie. It's amazing. I want to pull out the Ouija board. Okay, anyway. Okay.
But I don't want to go on until, but it's good. Like, it's really good. It's just.
I'm not done!
It's not. Man, this is getting ugly. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 game. Like, I don't think any game ever is a 10 out of 10 game because that means it's perfect. And it ain't perfect. It's really good. Oh, the lights are actually flickering. Okay,
that
cool.
was awesome. We should probably
let's wrap this show up in 5 minutes.
I was gonna say, I know that we say this all the time, but we should probably make this one a little bit short.
Right. But like it's like I don't want to downplay because it's really good, and I need to get more into it because.
No, can I just say?
Yes.
Can I just make my piece because then I'll feel better. I feel like it's a game that's heavily story driven.
Yes.
The music is amazing. All of the elements are there. That's why I think you feel like it's a little bit slower because you're getting to know these characters. You're really being these characters. That's what Rockstar does. Their games are so story driven. So to me, I feel like that's a little bit.
Okay, hi.
Dude,
welcome back.
That was so cool. And I'm not going to lie, when the lights went off the second time, I was expecting Michael Myers to come down the stairs.
Yeah, that was terrifying in true Halloween fashion.
That was so cool. I swear we did not plan that.
No, we did not.
If you could only... We went upstairs to look at the weather and stuff. The lightning is crazy. The thunder is crazy. The door and the windows are rattling.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's amazing.
But hey, you know what?
Amazing.
We're going to keep going for you, but you better believe we're going to speed things up a bit.
Yes,
so
just in case.
Several apologies then. Sorry if the show's shorter.
Yeah.
Also,
it floods really bad in this area
also,
too.
Sorry if the show's late because if power's out here, power's out where Matt edits the show also. So
yeah.
If the show's there too late, happy Halloween. It's late. Sorry. All right, let's roll.
That was so cool, though.
Okay, so Red Dead, good.
Yes.
I love the story bits to death. That's not what I meant by slow. What I meant by slow was I just think the movements and the actions are slow. I love where you're on a horse.
I thought you meant like it was a slow burn
I love
story.
where you're on a horse for 20 minutes talking. I love that. It's just that everything feels sluggish. Where
I can dig it. I can dig it.
It's good, but we'll move on. News. PlayStation Classic released its full lineup. Both US, Europe, and then Japan get different lists of games. This pisses me off.
Of course.
I mean, I wasn't going to buy it in the first place, but if I would really want that. This is going to make me sound like a weeb, but I want the Japanese version because it has more RPGs and more shoot-'em-ups. It has Darius. It has Gradius. It just has a lot more good stuff while the American version gets like
to be fair, the Japanese audience, they do like things that are a little bit different. You know, maybe things that were popular over there were not necessarily popular over here.
Also, neither version gets Tomb Raider, which is bizarre.
That is crazy.
Very bizarre, yeah.
Ooh, you know what I want to talk about though?
What?
Medieval.
Yeah, just today, the Medieval remaster.
I saw that trailer and I was screaming inside the whole time. It looks so awesome.
I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Gorgeous. Medieval has never been good. It's probably not going to be good, but that's just me.
You monster. No, don't listen to this guy. Don't listen to him. That game is amazing and the trailer looks amazing. Redone from the ground up. Yeah. I cannot wait to play that in 4K.
Give them respect for doing the complete overhaul. It's nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's definitely not some of the more lazy remasters. Silent Hill.
I'll be real. I would have taken something. I would honestly, I would have taken anything.
Or even like Devil May Cry, where they're actually rebuilding the game from scratch.
And that's cool.
Even if you don't like the game, like what they're doing with Spyro, what they did with Crash.
Yeah.
you got to respect the work.
Yeah,
That's
I
nice.
appreciate that a lot.
Or Shadow of the Colossus even.
And it's really nice to see a game that I loved so much as a kid. I love seeing the fact English is hard. The fact that it's pretty. I'm excited. That's it.
The only part about the game I got to say I really like is
oh yeah. It's pretty funny.
It's great. All right, moving on. Last bit of news. So November 1st, there's a 45-minute Smash Nintendo Direct going on.
Ooh.
Haven't told what it's going to be, but they said they're going to a few more announcements, some more features. They just announced it. Any last-minute character predictions?
Ooh,
I'm calling it now. Sans is going to be in it for sure.
I'm trying to think of who.
He's that stupid little skeleton guy from Undertale.
Undertale?
Yeah.
What? Undertale is a good game. I like it. You know what? I really like the music in Undertale. I think the music is really cool.
Beautiful. I will give you that.
The Muffet theme song is my favorite. Yes. I love that theme song.
Just because you like Muffet.
Which is weird because I'm terrified of spiders.
Yeah, but she's cute.
She is cute. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the ones that they have announced. Who's going to be in the game? I don't know. I don't know if I have any other predictions.
I'm calling it. There's probably you're gonna see Shadow, the Hedgehog.
Really?
As a clone.
You think so?
For Sonic.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Ken. Like easy flips kind of thing. I would personally. I know a lot of people want to see Gino.
How many more characters did they say they were going to announce for this game?
They only said there was going to be just a few. But if they're doing a 45-minute reveal and there isn't one more character, I will eat my shoes.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. 45 minutes, yeah.
I mean, we got King K. Rool. We got Ridley. I mean, So, I mean, we got Simon Belmont, which is the only one that really matters as far as I'm concerned. But he's the one I've always wanted. Look back like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, Simon Belmont.
That's funny. You have been saying that for a really long time.
I know a lot of people would love a Banjo-Kazooie. It's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
You know, maybe it's because I've said this in the past, but Banjo has never really been my jam. I don't know why. I didn't play it as a kid.
You played the stupid games like Medieval and Crash. You didn't play real 3D platformers
those games
like
are
Banjo.
Good. I didn't play it as a kid, so maybe I don't have that attachment to it. But I tried to get into it later, and I was like, I can't do this.
So
maybe I'll try again and see what it's like.
So good. Oh God. Just don't play Nuts and Bolts.
See how I feel.
Don't play Nuts and Bolts.
No, I won't play that one.
It's travesty. But so I like to say Banjo. I doubt it. I mean, the only way it would be possible is because right now Nintendo and Microsoft are trying to be buddy against Big Brother Sony. So maybe, but I mean, then again, they got Snake back, so they have a couple of characters that have had a game on their console. But see, Banjo is owned by Microsoft now. It's a Rare thing, and Rare is owned by Microsoft. So I don't think that's going to be a thing. But I don't know. We'll see.
Was that the car?
It sounds like someone was beeping the car.
Yeah, we should probably check.
Probably go check that. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break.
Just a bit.
And be right back. I'll be right back. Sorry. Look, there's a big storm. We thought something hit the car.
Yeah.
Deal.
Weird stuff is happening today. Okay.
Moving on. Question of the show.
I don't like this question.
Of course you don't. And this, of course, is for all of you watching and listening at home. Please, give us your answers to podcast@gameovervideogames.com.
I would love to know.
Or comment on the YouTube video. Brittany, what is the question of the show?
Why are you going to go first? Oh, okay, sweet. Favorite vampire hunter? I can guess yours immediately.
What is it, Brittany?
It's D.
You're darn right, it's D. Specifically, Vampire Hunter D, for those of you who don't know. He's awesome. What? He's Dracula's son. He's got a rockin' hat and a hand in his face.
That had
played by Mike McShay.
A hand in his face?
A hand in his face.
A face in his hands?
I've got a hand in my face. He's got a face in his hands.
Oh, man, that's fantastic.
I've noticed that every new show becomes progressively more of a train wreck. Eventually, we're just going to be on the floor going, video games are good. And that's it. That's as far as it goes.
Man, I didn't really like this question because I like vampires, not the hunters.
The hunters are cool.
I mean, yeah, they can be, I guess.
I mean, but you have such a broad spectrum. I mean, you could do the easy one and say any of the Belmonts or, Alucard or or Soma. Or
oh, that's true. Oh, I forgot that even though he is a vampire, he's a vampire hunter. Yes. I mean, same thing with D.
Yes.
Because he's a vampire as well.
He's a half-breed.
Yeah, but
is D a half-breed? Yeah, he's a half-breed.
Alucard is not.
No, Alucard I think is straight up.
Yeah.
Or you could do like Blade.
Blade's pretty cool.
Or the Frog Brothers.
I don't know. Okay, this is funny.
Totally Frog Brothers.
Excuse me.
No, Frog Brothers.
I always thought, like, even when I was a kid, I loved vampires. I thought they were really cool. And I loved the old school type of vampire, the one that's like the minion of the devil, like Fright Night vampire, like super evil and gets like
anyone here surprised?
Shies away from crosses and stuff. I always thought that was awesome. And when I was 4, I watched Interview with the Vampire. I still love that till this day. And that book is amazing. If you haven't read that book, please read it. It's so good. Anne Rice is just amazing. Her use of imagery is on point. Anyway.
Read The Taking of Sleeping
Beauty. And if you're over 18. And I could never understand what all the whining was about. I mean, you're cool. You get to live forever.
You're dead.
Sure, you're dead. Sure, you have to drink blood. Who cares? It's really awesome. I could never understand why he was whining. I'd be like, please stop whining, Brad Pitt. Please stop whining.
He's Brad Pitt.
Because it's really cool.
Brad Pitt.
No.
I mean, he forever has that like thing going on.
He's fine, and he was fine. But yeah, that's always bothered me.
So fine.
Like, stop, Louis. Come on, quit your whining. You're cool. Just accept who you are.
And he had to deal with Lestat, played by Tom frickin' Cruise, which just.
Hey, he played Lestat really well, actually.
He was so ugly.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What?
Like he scared me for all the wrong reasons.
No, I think he looked good.
I'm sorry. You know what I think it was? Is I saw Lestat in Queen of the Damned first, and even though he wasn't blonde, blue-eyed, that guy was.
You saw
perfect.
Queen of the Damned before you saw Interview with the Vampire?
I had no interest in seeing Interview with the Vampire. I thought it looked dumb. And I watched it because you made me, and I was like, this is dumb. What do you know about that?
It's so good. I can't believe.
Weird, lipsticked Antonio Banderas. It was just a strange, disturbing movie.
First of all, Antonio Banderas in that movie.
I didn't like him. I think he was hot.
He looks awesome in that movie.
He was really hot in like 13th Warrior or Zorro.
What? No.
Yeah.
He looks really great.
Or that movie where he's a dance teacher at a high school. Sexy, shaking his hips. Mm-hmm.
What movie is that?
I forget what it's called, but he's like a dance teacher at some school, like some ghetto school. And he's teaching him how to samba and everything.
What?
It was a good movie. It was like one of those. It was like Hardball, like one of those feel good movies. But
I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Anyway,
of course it doesn't have the devil in it. Of course you haven't heard of it.
I think he looks fantastic in that movie, and I think that he plays that character very well. The same thing with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I feel like they play those characters really well. I mean, is Tom Cruise my favorite? No. And neither is Brad Pitt, honestly.
Silly, crazy man.
But I do love those characters, and I love their performance in that movie. It's so good. That movie's so good. Maybe it's because I saw it when I was a kid, and I just have a soft spot for it. I really love it. But even when I was a kid, I was like, I don't understand. That sounds really cool. I wanted to be Claudia. Thought that was awesome. Anyway, okay. Moving on.
Cool. So did you have a favorite vampire hunter?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You didn't answer the question?
Well, see, that's why. It's hard for me, but I guess the power of the vampire is that people will not believe in him. I guess I'm going to have to say Van Helsing. Because Dracula's awesome.
Which Van Helsing?
Anthony Hopkins Van Helsing.
Anthony Hopkins? Are we going like Peter Cushing?
I can't say that quote because it's not safe, but...
Oh, she's the devil? Yeah, got it. Cool. I know what you're talking
about. Anthony Hopkins is amazing.
Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And he's amazing in Dracula.
Even better than Peter Cushing, really? Oh my.
No, wait. God, Peter Cushing is so good.
Oh, wait, what about who was the original one? Because Peter Cushing was Hammer, right? Wasn't Peter Cushing with...
Christopher Lee?
Yes, thank you. That was Peter Cushing, wasn't it? Yeah. So who was the original one then?
What do you mean the original one?
The one in Bela Lugosi. Who was Van Helsing then?
Oh,
You know, so we talked about games for about 10 seconds on this show.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's also getting worse.
I don't know his name. And you know what's really funny? I just watched Dracula because I bought a Universal Monsters collection. Really cool. Oh, yeah, you were there. And we just watched Dracula.
I'm a small guy, guys. I don't really blend in very well.
You know, honestly, though, in my defense, Bela Lugosi steals the show because...
With his, like,
he
you
is
have
stunning.
To feed me my lines because I don't speak English yet. I love that so good.
It's so cool. But he's so stunning and he's so captivating as Dracula. I love that. You know what? Gary Oldman, though, gives him a run for his money.
Shame the rest of that movie sucked. But
Gary Oldman is amazing as Dracula.
I love Keanu Reeves. The man cannot pull off accents, though. He really, like...
Okay, but I still
like really, okay.
Fair enough.
Although Anthony Hopkins, fantastic.
Anthony Hopkins.
What about Buffy?
What about... Oh, man.
See, there's a lot of cool vampire hunters out there.
That's right. You know what? Yeah, you're right.
She got to kill Rutger Hauer, which, is I guess actually a lot of people do. He does a lot in his movies. We're talking about Buffy the movie, by the way, not the way too long series.
You know what? I've actually never seen the series.
It's fine.
But I love the movie.
It's like a lot of other things What's-His-Face does. It's way too long and it gets canceled.
And you know what's funny? Most people... That's so sad.
Or unless you're Firefly,
sad, though,
and you
really.
get canceled way too quick because you're above Cowboy Bebop. Anyways.
Oh, no. Don't hate.
I'm not hating.
Joss Whedon is great.
Just pointing out facts.
He's great. But I have to say, that's a show that I've been wanting to get into, and I think I will do it eventually. I don't know why I never have.
You'll have to finish it with comic books because...
Yeah, I know. But I've always loved the Buffy movie, ever since I was a kid.
It's got Pee Wee Herman in it.
But most people, it's the other way around. Oops, I'm so sorry. Most people love the show and they hate the movie, but I love the movie.
Crazy.
Okay,
so we're gonna move along.
Yeah, sorry.
Because this whole quick show thing is. I need to be like, look, folks, today we're doing a 6-hour broadcast. We are going to be here until dawn, and I'm going to talk to you in slow, excruciating detail about robots.
Sorry. So Peter Cushing was in Hammer films throughout the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s.
Touch me.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
It was Peter Cushing, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Guy from Star Wars.
God, look, he's so great.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry.
So we are not going to take a break because we've already taken one electricity break and one maybe the car got hit by a flying rock break. So let's just move on into Castlevania. Do we even mention we're talking about Castlevania?
Yeah, surprise! It's Castlevania!
Now, to do this, we are, because even running the outline, I did not want this to be a 6-hour show. And that was before the Wrath of God storm. So we're going to try to do this expedited. So I broke down the Castlevania games into 3 I have them eras or genres, or you can pretty much say that Castlevania is one of 3 types of games. It is the original style where it is linear, go left to right. There is no backtracking. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You beat the game and you are done. Uh-huh. You have the Metroidvania era, which began with Symphony of the Night, where there was lots of backtracking, huge open maps, tons of items to collect, blah 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 blah. And then you have the 3D era, which started obviously with Castlevania 64, where it is predictably enough, wait for it, kids, in 3D.
Da, da, da.
And you go around and do things in 3D. So I have them broken into those 3 sections. So I figured we would go over them one at a time and talk about some game highlights, things we like, things we didn't like, things that were just absurd. I'm looking at you, Judgment, and we'll go from there.
This is going to be really interesting because, and if you've listened to the podcast, I've mentioned this before, that the Castlevanias that I played first were the PS2 ones. So Lament of Innocence and Curse of Darkness. And I loved them. Excuse me. There we go. I love them. They're so good. I'm not sure what everybody else thinks about them. I don't know. I just loved them when I was a kid.
I think we'll get there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's start with the original linear section, huh?
Well, what I was going to say is this is going to be from a completely, because I didn't play the other Castlevanias until much, much later.
Neither did I.
Really?
Yeah. My first Castlevania was 64.
Oh.
Wait, that's not true. I played the second one for 20 minutes when I was a gurgly little brat and didn't know what I was doing.
And you hated it?
Well, it didn't make sense because I was, as a lot of people who played 2 realized, 2 was kind of a mess. So I just ended up walking around until the sun went down and fighting monsters until I would die. And then I went, cool, let's play Mario. And I was over at a friend's house because I didn't own it, obviously. Yeah. So let's begin, and we'll get there. So the linear era, starting with Castlevania 1, 2, and 3 on the NES. The Power Walk of Justice. So, anyone who's played a Castlevania game knows that in the original 5 or 6 games, Belmont just had this power strut to him. Yeah. And he would go so slow, but he'd be like, he's wearing 90 pounds of lead weight.
You could play Eye of the Tiger to it, and I think it would really.
Or just really slow, he's just walking down the hallway.
Power walking.
He doesn't need the whip. He is just, the unstoppable force. It's not gonna, it's gonna take him a while, but he's gonna get there. It's gonna be great.
I think that was the hardest thing about playing that game for me because I came into the game much later. So I've played other games that are very much not like that. And so playing that, it was really hard for me. I was like, he moves so slow. But it's a really good game though. Fantastic soundtrack.
Yes.
I love all of the covers for Castlevania 2. The art is just stunning. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
So I will go on record here and say it. Mm-hmm. I don't like most of the original Castlevanias.
Really?
Wait, did you hear that? That wasn't the wind. That was Dan saying rude things to me. There he is.
But I mean, it's a great game despite, the movement is a bit of a problem.
The music
but
is beautiful.
The music is awesome.
The enemies are amazing. The setting is glorious.
I feel like all the elements are there, so...
God, I hate those games.
That's it? What? But okay. But you like the bosses. You like... Or the enemies.
They're cool.
You like the songs.
It's all in the controls.
So that means you like the levels. So why don't you like the game?
It's how you play the game. It's the power walk of justice. It's the... kind of like... The jump of flop,
what?
the jump of floppy dismay, and everything. Once again, back to Brit, everything feels so sluggish. And I went into Castlevania, after I started actually playing it, because I played, I played 2 for a little while. I played 64, and then I backtracked and played the original ones. After I had played games like Sonic the Hedgehog that had really good movement controls, and you can say what you want about being floaty, you can say what you want about being whatever, you'd be wrong. It felt really good. And it's just like, I don't like, oh boy. I've said this before, but I'm going to just make it worse. I don't like the original Mario that much either. Or a lot of NES games because they're amazing in that they created genres and they defined video games in the way they are now.
They're great games too, though.
They don't play that well. It's like the same reason why you don't like Banjo-Kazooie. I can look at it and be like, look at what it did for 3D platformers, man. Just like Mario 64, like, oh my God, that game is great. And you wouldn't have anything like you have now without that. It's just like everything feels like crap, though. Like they hadn't quite figured out how to jump, and they hadn't quite figured out how to make movement feel good, at least in my eyes. And once again, this is my opinion. You're welcome to disagree. That's fine. I get it. I can't do it. And the thing is, I love everybody else. I love the lore. I love how like every Castlevania game is in this huge timeline of like a bunch of either Belmonts or descendants of Belmonts, and then Dracula just keeps coming back like a jerk, and they just keep hitting him with a whip. Maybe you should not whip him. Maybe you should, I don't know.
Hey, I mean,
set him on fire this time.
I mean, who are you going to pay tribute to?
We've talked about this before. I mean, why a whip?
Why not?
Like, at what point of vampire lore has a whip?
Not a stake.
A stake or the sun or silver.
Hey, there's holy water.
Or garlic. There is holy water, but like his main weapon, the vampire killer whip that is handed down for 1 billion games and is in most of the games. Except for like...
why not, right?
I think the vampire killer isn't in Order of Ecclesia, I think, is the only one I can remember that specifically where the vampire killer just doesn't show up at all because there are no Belmonts. It's a whip. Like, are you gonna flip Dracula on the butt, send him back to bed? I mean, what are you gonna do with it? I mean,
why not?
It's just like
it's just a magical whip. Okay, that's not hard for me to understand. It just happens to be their tool,
but
right?
Like, why do they think
it's a
that?
magical?
Like,
it's blessed.
Like, just think of like a bunch of guys at Konami sitting like in a bar, okay, or in an office room, thinking of a game to make. All right, like this is why I could just lots of like middle-aged Japanese men in a small room smoking cigarettes. Just doing their thing, okay? Like ties loosened up, sitting there with like glasses of tea or something and just hanging out.
Glasses of tea.
I was thinking like glasses of like a water or whatever it is, people drink. That's fine, whatever. Cups of Jello pudding. I don't know, whatever. So they're there, like, all right, we're gonna make this game. And it's gonna be a side scroller. It's about this guy. What's a good name? Belmont. Yeah.
That's a good strong name.
Strong vampire hunter
is,
name.
Though.
Yeah. And we're gonna go and he's gonna kill. What's he gonna kill? Who's he gonna kill? Oh, he's gonna. I don't know why the guy's like, he's gonna kill Dracula. Yeah, because it's gonna be great. He's gonna kill Dracula. What's he gonna kill him with? Oh, whoa, how do you kill a vampire? Well, you kill him with a stake.
What accent is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm like trying to guess in my mind. I'm like only half listening because I'm like 1920s, 1930s.
I don't. Yeah, that's how
New York. I don't know.
It's just Matt being an idiot. It has its own kind of bouquet.
Okay.
And then think, okay, so how's he gonna kill him? How's he gonna kill him? Is he gonna have a gun, or and he's like, no, he's gonna have a piece of leather that they use to herd, to make bulls do stuff.
It's a whip.
Yeah, yes, I know it's a whip, but why? That's what I'm saying. Like, what possessed them?
I mean, why not?
To have that be the weapon to kill Dracula?
Because it looks cool in the video game.
You're probably right, and it gives him reach.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Because you wouldn't be able to do that with a stake. I mean, you could throw it.
You could throw it and be like, bloop.
But that would still be weird.
And if there are no stakes.
You also have an axe.
Yeah, you have no stakes. You have daggers and axes and boomerang crosses. Because
I mean, works just the same.
But I just think it's hilarious. That's all. Like, I know it's a video game. I know that's the point. I want to know. I want to understand where this was coming from. Like what possessed them to make this weapon, which is now synonymous with Castlevania, a whip. A vampire killing whip. And in no other piece of vampire fiction has anyone ever used a whip because it's freaking stupid. Like, you'd think like Lost Boys, there isn't any whips. And in True Blood, there's no whips in True Blood. Well, actually, that's probably not true, but for entirely different reasons that we won't discuss. But
I think I only saw like the first 2 seasons of that.
Yeah, it got pretty bad.
I need to finish it anyway.
But that's for my reason. So I don't care for it too much.
I can understand.
Specifically because I have difficulties getting into the controls. We can talk about 2 for a second, how 2 was just a disaster.
Why so?
Well, specifically my recollection of 2 is they tried to add a lot more puzzle solving into it. And it became actually less linear than any of the other ones where you actually have to backtrack back to town and do things for people. But it wasn't translated so well. So the townspeople would give you quests or puzzles to do, but they wouldn't make a lot of sense in English. So you really had no idea what you were supposed to do. Like, I could be mistaken here, but as I recall, they would tell you riddles, but the riddles were obviously translated from Japanese, and they didn't make any sense. So you'd be like, okay. It was just weird. It was really, really weird. And it wasn't so good. And then the 3 went back to the traditional style of, left or right, just go kill the vampires, moving on. And it wasn't until Symphony, I believe, where it actually went, I don't want to say open world, but open-ended, where it got good. But so there was the 3 for NES. Other ones that stand out to you from the original style that you wish to discuss? I mean, there was a Rondo of Blood, which essentially was Dracula X to us. Rondo of Blood was originally released on the Super CD, which, you know what TurboGrafx is?
Yes.
TurboGrafx, the Japanese version of the TurboGrafx, which I cannot for the life of me remember what it was called now, had a Turbo CD add-on. And Castlevania Rondo of Blood, the game where you play, Richter Belmont, you played as him, and then they remade it / made it fit on a SNES cartridge and changed some things and removed the voice acting, and that became Dracula X, which I think you played my copy of a little bit, right? With the really cheesy...
I'm trying to remember.
That was the one where the first level, like the background's on fire and you're wearing the blue. He's the same guy that's in the beginning of Symphony of the Night. All kind of blurs, I know.
Yeah, it kind of does, actually.
The music was really cheesy. I remember, of all the Castlevania games, I think Dracula X had some of the goofiest music. See, it was almost not disco-y, but it just... How would you describe it? It was just weird. It was more synth than Castlevania, I think.
That's okay.
I know it's okay. And then, what else was there in the original series? There was the 3 they made for the original Game Boy, which was Castlevania Adventure, Belmont's Revenge, and
See, the Game Boy ones I've never touched.
They're like a lot of Game Boy ports. Like, did you ever play any of the Game Boy Mega Man games?
Yes.
They're like that, where it's the same game, but pared way down, and it's a much smaller screen. So they're okay.
But it's the same exact thing? They didn't change anything?
Well, I mean, obviously it's a different game, but it's that same... They tried to recreate it on a much smaller, lower-end scale.
Oh, I see.
So none of them are particularly good, but they're not... Like, if you like Castlevania, they aren't particularly bad either. I don't remember much of them because I didn't like them in the first place, but they were there. They were okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never got around to... I mean, by the time I started getting into Castlevania, there were so many Castlevanias. So, and it is a little bit... I mean, to me personally, jumping into it, it felt very overwhelming and a little bit convoluted. So, that's why.
Just wait till you try to read the timeline.
So
God.
Oh, no. Is it like the Zelda one?
You know that your the PS2 one, the Dawn of... Was it Dawn of... We'll
get to whatever. The PS2, Curse of Darkness, and Lament of Innocence.
No, it wasn't Lament of Innocence, was it?
Yeah, it was Lament of Innocence for the PS2.
No, it was Dawn of Sorrow and Curse of Darkness.
What was Lament of Innocence for?
I have no idea.
That was for the PS2, bruh.
I have Dawn of Sorrow. Either way, no, Curse of Darkness, because Dawn of Sorrow was the one that takes place allegedly before everything else.
I don't know if I played Dawn of Sorrow. Are you sure?
Positive.
I'm going to look.
Whatever. So there was, what was it, Castlevania Chronicles, which was Castlevania Chronicles was a remake of the original one, where you played as Simon Belmont, but he was like a pretty boy. Now, did you ever play that one? Have you seen that one?
Which one was it?
Castlevania Chronicles. It's on PS1, actually. And it was a remake of the original. It was a remake of a remake of Castlevania 1, Japanese name which I don't remember, but it was a remake of that one where you played as Simon Belmont again, but this time Simon Belmont was like sexy and had red hair and was all like you know the artwork for Castlevania games now where everyone has that kind of like like they have like the long eyes and the really anime hair and everything.
Yeah.
That's where that started.
It's so pretty, though. I love that.
I'm so glad Simon Belmont in Smash is actually Simon Belmont, where he's got like the little circlet and the vest and.
But it's so
he's
pretty.
He's not like 100% anime boy.
Yeah. See, look. The only ones that are popping up are Curse of Darkness and Lament of Innocence.
Wow. Did I? No. Maybe I got. What's Dawn of Sorrow then?
I'm gonna look.
Look it up.
Let's see. Castlevania.
I could be wrong. It's just I just made that game up.
Oh, Dawn of Sorrow. Duh. That's the one for the DS.
It is?
Yes, look.
Oh, crap, it is. Wait, so what am I looking at? Did I type that twice? I did type it twice.
I was like, why does that sound so familiar? It was really bothering me. It was Dawn of Sorrow and geez, what was the other one?
Well, we'll get there. Okay. I have them written down on here twice because I'm an idiot. Sorry. I'm blaming the power outage, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But Chronicles was good. It was a much better version of the original where the movement felt better. Obviously, it's PS1, so the graphics were a lot prettier. The music was much prettier. For me, the only one of the 2D ones the linear ones I really, really liked. And not just because it was on the Sega Genesis. Don't look at me like that, guys.
You, Bloodlines.
It was Bloodlines, yeah.
I knew you were going to say that because also it was on the Sega.
That helps.
And you're biased.
I just like the story because
kidding.
It takes place, I think, in 1917.
Actually, I really like that one too.
And it had this really great buff 90s kind of feel to it, where you play a distant relative of the Belmonts or this lady with the spear. I can't remember either one of their names. I don't know if I've written down, but I'm an idiot. And you move quicker, you jump better, everything just feels better.
It does. I was going to say you move a little bit faster, and I think that makes a huge difference.
I think it just felt better, and the music is some of the best music in the entire series. Like, oh my god,
yeah,
so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
Same person, if I'm not mistaken, did the music for Symphony, also, which is glorious.
Really?
But yeah. So Bloodlines. One of the few original style Castlevania.
I won't give you too much crap about that because I really like that one too.
Thank you.
That's a really good one.
I didn't play that one until a couple years ago. I didn't have it when I was a kid, so I don't have it like nostalgia glasses for it. It's just good.
Yeah, no.
But we will move along here to the Metroidvania era. I'm like, hey, look, games that Matt enjoy to play.
Yay!
I've said it before that I love Metroidvania games when they're good. Hollow Knight and Apex Twin. That's a musician. Axiom Verge and just all these Rogue Legacy even to a degree. Stuff. I love that stuff. That's just great. They're really good to replay. They give you. They're a huge time sink. They're very rewarding. And a lot of that started with Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night. Hence the name Metroidvania.
Yeah.
So Symphony of the Night, just glorious game. I have talked about it many times on the show.
You have put a lot of time into that game.
Yes.
A lot of time.
It is one of my go-to long haul games where when I realize I'm going to be either on the road or on a plane or somewhere where I can't take like a computer or I won't have a lot of space, but I'm going to just be stuck somewhere forever. That is one of my primary games.
And you don't get tired of it?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Funny story, because I loaded this game and I saw his save files and one was named Matt. The other one was named Board. And
that was just on that Vita. Okay, I have two Vitas and on like multiple. I have the original game. I have it on the PS3. I have it on my PS4 now. I don't care.
I just thought that was so funny, though. And I feel like that really goes to show how much you've played that game.
And that board save file was when I went to Alaska last year, and that entire thing, all 188%, was the plane ride there and the plane ride back.
Yeah, I bet.
Just me sitting there. Like,
that's a long plane ride, so.
Oh, hell yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And, being stuck in the airport. And that was right when Harvey was going on. So I'm like, don't worry about the flooding. I'm just going to kill vampires. I'm going to be okay. But I will do that over and over and over again. Because I remember just enough of that game to get through stuff, and I forget most of it because I'm an idiot. So it's always like, oh, look, I found the spike boots again. Yay! And you feel so cool. And I love
that
those
game
games.
Is really hard. I don't feel like the other ones are as hard as this one.
It kicks your butt a lot in the beginning, too.
Yeah.
But see, it was the first one to introduce the leveling system where you level up and you get stronger. You get better gear. You get, your health increases. There are, from the beginning of the game, a set of magic spells that the game never tells you about. I think you can buy them from the librarian at some point. But like you have them from second one of the game. You just have to know the button combinations.
Huh.
So I can't do it on a DualShock controller. I can do it pretty well on a Vita controller, and I can do it well on the older DualShock controller. There's a spell called Soul Steal, where it's you hit away, you hit forward, down to back, and then forward, and then attack, and you steal the souls of everybody on screen, and they heal you. If you're good at it, it's impossible to die in rooms full of enemies, because you just bleed them dry over and over and over again. And the game doesn't tell you about it. You just have to figure it out by mashing buttons and panicking. You're like, how did I just do that? What happened? Where did that sword come from?
Story of my life. Why haven't I figured this out? Because seriously, story of my life.
Well, because at that point you have to figure out what you just did. So then you spend
that's
time
true.
mashing buttons again, trying
and
to
then you're panicking, trying to figure out what you just did. So yeah, absolutely.
It's just a glorious game. And then the first time you play this as a kid, you beat it. And then if you did it right, and instead of killing Richter, you would defeat Shaft, the best worst name for an enemy ever. Not even played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's like this evil, like. The castle flips upside down, and you do it all again. I love that. You fight Frankenstein. He's terrifying. He has a chainsaw.
Frankenstein.
It's not. Actually, he might have a chainsaw on that one. I know he rolls into a ball and rolls after you.
He's such a sweet character.
He's not. Not in that game, he's not. But it's just so good. I will play it over and over and over again. And I would play. Okay, well, we will move on. Quick show. All of the GBA games for this also. So Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Aria of Sorrow. Same thing, open-ended, big map, lots of collectibles. I can't play those anymore.
Yeah, those are that's another set that I'd never picked up.
They're phenomenal, but they were engineered to play on a screen this big. So I'll play them on a Reton 5 now, and the audio is awful. Because they had to compress. Like the music's great, but it's compressed to fit on that GBA card, so it sounds like crap. And the visuals, once again, tiny screen, look like crap. And it's really hard for me. I'm getting old. My eyes don't work. I don't like to look at like the jaggies. Like Symphony of the Night still looks really good. Obviously, it's got jaggies, but everything is just so beautiful. And the other three don't look that good anymore. It's kind of hard to see.
I can imagine, especially when it's made like so small,
on an itsy bitsy screen,
blown up. I bet it's super blurry. I can imagine.
And stuff like I don't know if it's in all of it. I know in like Harmony of Dissonance, your character just has this big like blue outline on him, so you could see what he's doing on a small screen. But on the big screen, it's like he's like Luke Skywalker, just glowing. But I mean, they're great, and they all added things in their own way to the game. Like I know Circle of the Moon had this card system where you could change your abilities with cards. Like they all kind of comes back to the same thing, where in Symphony of the Night you pick up items to give you your double jump and your transformations, your new abilities. Harmony of Dissonance or Circle of the Moon had the cards. Aria of Sorrow, where you started playing as Soma, who could have possibly been the reincarnation of Dracula. It's kind of complicated. He actually was able to steal the souls of his enemies to get powers. So that was him in Aria of Sorrow, and then Dawn of Sorrow also. See it? I told you it's in here twice.
Can I just say that these names are phenomenal? Like Lament of Innocence, Curse of Darkness.
That reminds me. Thank you for reminding me.
Order of Ecclesia.
Yeah. So while you're answering the show of the month, the question of the show, the whatever, you know what it is. Create your own Castlevania game name while you're at it, because they're all great.
That would be so hard.
So you have, like Aria of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin,
Symphony of the Night,
Hoedown of Sadness.
What? That's not.
No, that's not good.
I thought it was like, I don't know.
Freestyle of Disparity. I mean, there's so many like Revenge of Cupcake.
Oh no.
Dark Cupcake. Come on, what you got?
I was gonna say Lament Configuration, but that's taken.
That's Hellraiser. That would be really scary.
Right? I mean, I'd open the puzzle box. Just
Bucket of Unpleasantness. Like all of these could be Castlevania names, and it would work.
I feel like you had a good one earlier, and I can't remember what it was, but it was really good.
Castlevania.
It's really gonna bother me.
Mini Golf of Oblivion.
Would you play that though?
Hell yes. But whatever. So you have the game where you steal souls, and that's how you get your abilities. My favorite of these that wasn't Symphony is gonna have to be Order of Ecclesia. I don't know why, because it was super hard. The map was kind of convoluted, but it was just so cool. You played, and I forget her name now. You play as this lady. She's not necessarily a witch, but she might as well be. Mm-hmm. In this order of people where the Belmont line is all gone now. So they've created this group to defend against Dracula because somebody's got to do it. Mm-hmm. So you play this woman who's lost all of her memories, and she has her powers by using these glyphs or these tattoos, and that's how the game gets its skill system. So you get your skills by swapping out these glyphs in different positions.
I was going to say, in all of them, like, don't you have to, like, with the stylus?
The DS one's the magic seal system.
Yeah,
yes.
do the seal thing, which I think is super, super cool. Just saying.
More touchscreen gimmicks no one cared about.
Hey, man, it's awesome. Makes you feel cool.
It was okay, but I loved it to death. I don't know why, just because you were this awesome lady with like magic tattoos and just super cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
Crazy hard. Super cool thing I forgot to mention about the two Sorrow games. You had once you beat the game, you could play as, I think it was Julius was his name, Julius Belmont, where you could play the game again, and you'd play through as him. Because the story would assume that Soma was corrupted, so he became Dracula, more or less. So you'd play the game again as Julius to go kill him.
That's super cool.
It's super awesome. I wish I could play them because they're blurry and small, or it's my eyes now.
Oh no!
But yeah, easily my favorite kind of.
They should remaster
game.
those.
They
honestly.
should. They really
That'd be really
should.
cool.
Like, I want a collection.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm shocked because they just came out with the Kingdom Hearts collection. It's called The Story So Far. That came out a few days ago, and that has everything. Mm-hmm. And so I'm shocked that something as popular as Castlevania.
Konami's lazy.
You think?
Because they just released the Symphony of the Night Rondo of Blood collection, which is fine, but it has no extras. It's just the PSP port. That's it. There isn't any artwork. There isn't any making ofs. There's nothing. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know if The Story So Far has any of that stuff. It very well just maybe ports as well. Mm-hmm. Or ports of ports.
It just feels lazy. Mm-hmm. It feels really lazy. So I would love Konami to do just a big collection of all these games, especially the ones that don't exist anywhere else, like the ones that were only on GBA. Mm-hmm. Like, can we just maybe upscale it a little?
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised that they haven't done anything like that because I feel like that would do really, really well.
Yeah, it also requires working the too busy making Apache slot machines.
No.
And bad Metal Gear. I mean, don't forget, this is Konami. Okay? I mean, they don't make games anymore. I mean, they make one or two, but I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that, but it just pisses me off. These are the guys, that make Castlevania and Contra, and they just don't anymore. They'll make mobile games because that's where the money is, and it's easier, and you don't have to spend any money on making it.
I mean,
whatever. Moving on. That's fine.
It's a little bit of it. I mean, can you blame them?
Yes, I can, because I want what I want
for adapting. They're just simply adapting.
So did Nintendo, but Nintendo still makes games I like.
That's true. That's fair enough. I feel like they should definitely balance out what they're doing, but adapting is smart.
Like, they're making a new Castlevania game, right? I told you about this?
Oh, yeah, that's right, for your phone.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mobile-only game.
I mean, but if it's a good game, does it matter?
Yes, because I don't like playing games on
Why
my
does it matter?
phone.
But if it's good.
I like buttons.
But if it's good.
But it's not going to be good because I have to use my phone's touchscreen to play it. That immediately equals not good.
I mean.
Like, never good. Like, Sonic on my phone, not good. Anything on my phone that's a platformer, not good. I don't care what anybody says. It's not good.
What if you had a controller for your phone?
That'd be fine, but I'm not going to do that.
I mean, they do make them, though.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, if it's a good game, I would be willing to try it out.
I have a Switch. Put it on the Switch. The Switch is already
That'd
full
be cool
of mobile
too.
ports
I
already.
wonder why they don't do that, though. Hey. Hey.
It's full of other good stuff, too, but it has lots of cell phone games on it also. It's the way of the world. I'm sorry, but whatever. But it's like, just do it. You can have a mobile version, but give me a console version. Please, I'll pay for it. I'll pay $40 for it. Just make the darn game. Whatever. Moving on to the 3D era. Once again, obviously these aren't chronological in order, where these have all come out in a mishmash kind of thing. Then 3D era started with Castlevania 64. Brit, did you ever play 64?
You know how I feel about that controller.
The best controller ever. Yes, I know. I know. We all just come together. So what you're telling me is you never played Castlevania 64. You're lost. Okay, cool.
I mean, I would like to. I think I could get over. I mean, I had to get over the controller with Zelda. So
Castlevania 64 is a tough game for me to discuss because, in a way, it was really good. It was their first attempt to make a 3D Castlevania, and in a lot of ways, it was done very well. It looked very good for the time period. It had this very kind of spoopy sort of feel to it. It was very spoopy. Lots of really beautiful enemy designs, crying. Like there were, Mary statues that were crying tears of blood randomly that turned into evil, bloody boss monsters. And Frankenstein chased you through a garden with a chainsaw and you couldn't kill him. That was horrifying. The controls were terrible. The camera was worse.
I believe you because it's a 64 controller.
But games like Banjo and everything do it right. This game did not do it right. And the camera was awful. Like, awful. Half the fear of that game is the camera was worse than Resident Evil's camera. It was awful.
No.
So, yeah, it was good. It definitely had its problems. In which case we move on to Legacy of Darkness, or as I like to call it, Castlevania 64.5. Because originally, Castlevania 64 was supposed to have another character called Cornell, which was this werewolf, and he was just cut from the game. So this is the first
sounds
version
so cool.
I can remember. I'm sure it's happened before of people releasing a complete version of the game. This is what this was, where they went back and they changed some of the levels, they upgraded some of the graphics, they added back Cornell, and they released it like a brand new game. It was just, once again, good, but they didn't fix the camera. They didn't fix the controls. So it was still kind of...
And it's a 64 controller, so...
And screw you. Whatever.
I'm just giving you a hard
time. But then we move on to the PS2 Xbox versions that are not called Dawn of Sorrow, are actually called what?
It is Curse of Darkness and Lament of Innocence.
Lament of Innocence,
Those are the first ones I played, and I really like them. Also, I like hack and slash games.
I have very limited knowledge of these. I know I played, Lament of Innocence for a bit, and I thought it was okay.
It's been a long time. No, they're really good games. When I played them,
I actually have on here, Shall Be Talked About by Brittany.
I know, but I'll be real. I have not played them in such a long time. I think, geez, what year did these come out? Wait, this was PS2, so...
15 years ago, maybe?
Yeah.
I think like 2003
So I was like
14
or 15. Yeah, almost.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has been a very, very long time, but I do remember liking them. I don't know. I didn't have any issues. It's a hack and slash.
They
so it's a little bit
quite
different.
Well, overall.
Did they?
Yeah. I think they were like 80%-ish overall,
which
is
wow.
nice.
See, because I've never talked to anybody about it. I've never really, I don't know if people were like, oh my gosh, like how dare you like those games because they don't play like traditional Castlevania.
No, they're reasonably popular from what I remember.
Good. I like them. I thought they were good.
I don't remember much. I remember playing it a little bit and not hating it, but that's all. I remember it played very much like Devil May Cry.
Yes.
I felt that was very much what they were going for.
Because I feel like they came out right around the same time, maybe like a few years apart.
So they were going for the whole Konami cash in.
But
Capcom can do it. We can do it too.
I love Devil May Cry. And I think hack and slashers are fun. I mean, I love Lollipop Chainsaw. It's super fun. So I have no issue. I know some people think that hack and slashers are repetitive, but I don't. I mean, they can be, yes, but I enjoyed it.
It's therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Tide Pods. It's very squishy and therapeutic.
You just want to eat it.
Don't eat them, kids.
Please don't eat them.
Don't eat them.
They smell tasty. They look tasty, but
don't do it. No,
don't do it.
No. So there was also the Lord of Shadow 1 and 2, but whatever. Moving right along. God, those games sucked.
But Patrick Stewart.
Don't care. I'll watch Star Trek or Dune.
But Patrick Stewart. Okay,
play Oblivion.
I don't understand the beef that you have with this game. I thought it was fine.
I thought it was crap.
Why?
The whole game just tasted like a cheap God of War ripoff.
No.
With really bad fixed camera angles, even worse boss fights. And it's one of those like, they wrote poor Patrick Stewart into this. And the second one, which was an amazing concept, because the concept behind Lords of Shadow, spoilers for a 10-year-old game, this particular Belmont starts the curse and becomes Dracula at the end of the game, which is, like, story-wise,
I think that's super cool.
Awesome. Gameplay-wise, it was trash. You had...
I feel like that is a gross over-exaggeration.
You just hit this stupid combat cross, and it goes back once again, just really bad camera angles, and the controls felt super floaty. And that stupid boss fight with the Ice Titan, where I'm like, wow, I've done this in other games and it done it better.
I'm not going to deny that the camera angles can definitely almost ruin a game. But you love Devil May Cry, and the camera angles are not perfect in that game. I've also said many
times, and you can back it up in other shows, I hate 3 because the camera angles are atrociously bad in that game. I've said that before.
You know what? I don't like 3 as well.
Get off my butt.
I don't like 3 either.
Get off my butt.
But the camera isn't perfect in 1 or 2 either.
It was horrible in Lords of Shadow. Also, the rest of Lords of Shadow wasn't that good.
Also, Alice is a fantastic game. Yes, the camera angles are terrible, but it's such a good game that I don't care.
Well, but I'm also completely willing to say that I'm a snob, and there are literally many other better games to play, and I don't have that much time.
Yeah, okay. That I can understand.
I don't need to play this game where I can't see the werewolf that's attacking me because it's over there in behind camera land, and I can't change the frickin' camera.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
So it's a shame because the story was great. The sequel was awesome because it was like Dracula in the future, but it just felt bleh. I just didn't like it as much. And once again, my opinion, you could feel differently. That's great. I'm happy for you.
Patrick Stewart.
But yeah, Patrick Stewart. I mean, I love Patrick Stewart. May he live forever. I love that man.
Seriously.
New Star Trek with Patrick Stewart.
Yes.
OMG.
I'm so excited.
But
he's gold.
So let's talk about the legacy of Darkness. No, the legacy of the series. That's one of them, isn't it? Yeah, the legacy of Darkness. So many. The legacy of the series as a whole. Konami is
Legacy of Despair.
Grimoire of whatever the hell it's called. Grimoire of I didn't even run it down here because I was so pissed off about it. But I mean, more or less, Castlevania is pretty much dead.
Aww.
I mean, there hasn't been a console game since Lords of Shadow 2, and I think that was 2008. So almost. It was
a while ago, yeah.
It's pretty much done. But the style, would you give me that? Oh my God. She's sitting here like playing with a tea wrapper. I'm sorry if I'm boring you.
No, you're not.
You talk about the legacy.
I just fidget, you know?
I'm done.
That's all.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about legacy, Brit.
I just fidget. That's all.
Go on, you can fidget and talk about it.
Continue.
God, I hate you. The style of the game does live on, in games like Axiom Verge, which is based heavily on Metroid, but also in that same respect, Castlevania. You have the one game of specific note made by the guy who made Symphony of the Night, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. See, I love these names, dude. It's just great.
That's the one. Bloodstained was the one I was thinking about.
Yes, yeah,
because
not Castlevania.
That was
might as well be.
Kickstarted, right? Yeah, and it might as well be a Castlevania.
It's literally Castlevania without Castlevania name on it. Yeah. So far,
was that one received well?
It's not out yet.
Okay. See, because that's I saw
several years ago.
Yeah, many years ago.
It was kickstarted almost a month or two after Mighty No. 9.
Ooh, that's been a really long time.
Yeah, it's been like 5 or 6 years, I think, now, something
Holy
like that.
cow.
The demo came out for backers, and it wasn't particularly good.
I really hate it when that happens.
I watched the video for it, and I've said this before, but about this game, I really hate 2.5D games that are made nowadays because they just look. They don't feel like they move as well. Everything feels. Here we go back to that word, sluggish, and it's not very spoopy, and it makes me sad. But
I don't know. Remember that Blood Rain one that they came out? Like it was available on the marketplace for a while, like the arcade. Blood Rain, where it's like
that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really good.
It can be done well.
So and that was new.
3D can be great. Like look at Guilty Gear. Like if Arc System Works made this game, it would look brilliant. But it looks like that nasty Rondo of Blood remake for the PSP. I think that's what it was, Rondo of Blood. I'm not sure, but it looked like crap because the backgrounds are just this 3D rendered junk, and it just doesn't look that pretty. But I'm maintaining my hopes because it could still be phenomenal, even if it doesn't look good. It could still play well, so I'm giving it a chance. If it ever comes out, now it's coming out sometime in 2019. So who knows? Maybe. I mean, the Switch version was great. The little 8-bit Switch version they released. Did you ever play that? Ritual of the Moon, or I forget what it was actually called, but there was an 8-bit.
You have something in your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
It's really could it be one of the things you were throwing at me? Goodness gracious. But that was really, really, really good. So if the other game is half as good as that, I will be quite pleased. So,
yeah, and for me, it doesn't necessarily have to be the prettiest game ever. I've said this in the past. Like, yeah, it's really nice that we're getting a medieval makeover and that they're building it from the ground.
We're gonna wear like suits of armor.
you know what I mean. But it's nice that they're
for mic check. So real quick, hold on. I'm sorry. Just to clarify, we were doing mic checks earlier, and I like stupid word jokes. So we were talking about, what were you doing? You were like doing something. I was
like, mic check.
Mic check. For a mic check.
Like Mario.
And I was like, so what are you doing?
I'm terrible at it.
Are you doing a mic check? Are you checking for Micah, as in some fella named Micah, or were you doing a Formica check? Were you checking the wood flooring, panel flooring?
I don't think anybody's going to get that, because I didn't.
People know what Formica is.
Okay. I didn't.
I thought it was funny. Real. I like dad jokes. Fight me for that too. Take a ticket.
Change your mind.
Like some guy's like, are you fighting me for the not like Castlevania? Are you fighting me for my bad word jokes, or just because I'm a jerk? Just form separate lines. Leave a comment. Podcast at GameOverVideogames.com. Why do you want to fight Matt? And we'll arrange a time.
Oh, you're gonna get a flood of emails. No,
people just walk up and punch me. Whatever. That's fine. Just wear the Phantom Ring. Slam Evil. Was it Slam Evil?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was.
Man, that movie was terrible.
No!
He's riding a horse.
Billy
Zane. So much better in Titanic.
I mean, he was pretty good in Titanic,
with his,
but
sexy floof hair.
I mean, he is the Phantom. You know what other movie's really good? That was very similar to that. It's the one with one of the Baldwins.
The Shadow.
The Shadow.
That one was actually really good.
I love The Shadow. So good.
That was actually Alec Baldwin.
Was that Alec Baldwin?
I think that was Alec Baldwin.
I think you're right. It was one of them.
One of the Baldwins.
It was a Baldwin. Well, but The Shadow is super good.
It was like in Virus, that was one of the Baldwins, but it wasn't Alec. It was the other, like the lesser Baldwin.
Wow.
I know. You've never seen Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I've never seen that movie.
You should watch it.
I'll think about it.
You've been thinking about it for 12 years.
I know.
Like I moved to Texas. I'm like, hey, watch this movie. I'll think about it.
I'll think about that.
I'm thinking about it.
Still thinking about it.
You owe me now. I went to go see Halloween with you in the rain.
Was it not good though? It was amazing. And even you turned to me and you were like, the soundtrack's awesome.
The soundtrack was awesome.
And I was like, I'm definitely going to buy it. I know.
I want to go home. It's still raining out there. I don't want to die. All right? I still have to edit the show. Once again, apologies if the show is late. It's been an evening of technical difficulties. And
it was cool though, like the perfect Halloween episode. That was pretty awesome. The lights went on twice. We were like,
Okay, cool. We're getting out of here. As always, I'm knocking my water off the table, and that's fine. Please, if you have an answer to the question of the show ideas, awesome Castlevania names, please let us know at podcast@gameovervideogames.com. That's
podcast@gameovervideogames.com.
Or if you're watching us on YouTube, leave a like and leave a comment.
Please.
And we will see you later. I am Matt.
I'm Brittany. Thanks for listening, guys. We really appreciate it.
Lock your doors and windows.
It's Halloween.
All right.
Don't let the boogeyman get you.